You guys on the come up. Now, Drama gave us his version of the growth throughout the years. What was it like for you?
It's the same thing. Honestly, when we first started with Tip, you know, when I made the beat Go Crazy was his beat. You know what I mean? I don't know if everybody knew that.
That was Tip's beat first.
Dope Boy Go Crazy was
Yeah.
his beat. He freestyled on Drum's tape on it. But he really ain't do nothing with it.
Right.
And that led to Jeezy like hit me up later, like, what's up with that beat? Cash me out for it. You know what I mean? But Tip just on the way, like coming up, bro, was just like not scared of. He was fearless, bro.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. Tip freestyled on that beat first.
Yup.
And then Jeezy took it and used it.
So here's the exact story, because I think that we all got conflicting stories because of that era, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Tip freestyled on the beat. It was at the end of Drum's mixtape. When we did Trap or Die release party in Atlanta, I think it was at 112 or Riviera at the time. I played it at the end on the walkout. I played that freestyle 8-9 times in a club.
Right.
And Drum probably co-signed this. Jeezy was over there. He walked up. He like, yo, what's that? It's like, it's a beat. It's like, yo, I need that. I said, it's available. You know what I mean? He's like, come see me tomorrow.
Why was it available?
Because it was just a freestyle at the time.
Right.
So, you know, I was trying to do so. I knew the beat was special. Like,
Right.
I'm going to break it down because I never told this story. We had an artist named Willie the Kid. That was his
I remember Willie
first.
the Kid.
I remember him.
That was his beat
He was
first.
a lot of Dark Man's brother, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
shout out to a lot of
yeah,
Dark
shout out to them. That beat was theirs first,
Right.
right? Then at that time, like I was making a transition too, and it's funny that you was talking about Outkast on set. It's just I was trying to figure out how to get my East Coast bounce to match down south, you know, what they was trying to do.
Right.
So the original Go Crazy beat had breakbeat drums on it, so it wasn't really like club like, you know what I'm saying? It was just you know, one of them ones. So I wound up flipping it and putting like, I think it was some of these records I was DJing the club with, and they had a bounce. I said, I'm gonna use that bounce.
Right.
I can't remember what it was, but I put the bounce on it and gave it the tip, and that's when I know. I was like, this joint's special, bro.
So Willie had a song on it first,
Yeah,
but
Willie.
with the breakbeat.
Yeah, it had like breakbeat drums on it. Yeah.
Right.
It happened. We was in the crib. Like we had our apartment, right? And the apartment was famous. Everybody been there. Raekwon was there. I seen you had Corey Guns and them on the show.
Yeah,
They came
yeah.
through. Jay Mills. Everybody would come to my crib and rock out. You know what I
Right.
mean? So when I came one day I was watching Dead Prez or something, and I heard the sample, right? So I went and flipped it, but I was just in my basement mode. I was just break beat out. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they really like kind of gravitated to it because of the break beat. And then we moved into when I put the drums on it. It was like okay,
Right.
but I knew when Tip rapped on it, I was like, this special. But I was like, damn, he just doing a freestyle on it. You know.
Right.
And at that point, he was already on his way too. You know what I mean? So when Jeezy got it, I knew it was special because he was like, yo, I got something special for you on this record. I'm like, what? He's like, the boy got on it. The boy got on it. I said, man, stop playing with me, bro.
Nah,
Yeah,
he said-
you know what I mean? And then Hov got on it and did them 64 bars. I was like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm outta here.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Can't even
crazy.
hear nobody
Bro.
else on that
Yeah,
beat,
it's a
bro.
crazy time.
At all.
At that time, I was like, you know, John would tell you, like, I'm sleeping at his crib. Like, I was kicked out the dorm, college. It just was not right. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm going back to Philly every summer, trying to figure it out. And at that point, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm just doing shit. And that's when it clicked. It was like, oh, I am supposed to be here. You know, I was going to keep working until I got there. But that was the point where it was like, oh, shit, I'm here.
You mean when Jay-Z got on the record?
When them too, because, listen, Jeezy was on fire. I don't know if anybody
Bro.
Oh yeah,
felt
we
that
all know.
energy.
We all know.
We
Bro.
were down there.
We all know.
Bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Bro.
No man.
He was the one that kind of like, Jeezy kind of opened the door for a lot of Southern artists, in my opinion, up here. Because when you heard Jeezy, it wasn't like hearing a Southern artist.
Yep.
It was like, oh yeah, he one of us.
That's another thing about the Go Crazy shit. It was like, I heard Tip flow on it, and we all call him the Jay-Z of the South, or the King of the South, whatever they wanted to call him. And his flow was like from up north.
Yeah.
So when Jeezy followed suit, I was like, oh, this dude different.
Yeah.
Like he can do those.
He could do that too.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
most people can't catch those flows, and just to had a bounce with it was different. And I think that's what Jay took the liking to. It was like, oh, he got a different flow.
Yeah.
But like that period, like I knew he was gonna be something. Like bro used to have, trash bags of money from shows they done did in Alabama and stuff like that. I was like, oh, dude, hustle game is different from everybody.
Right.
And to match it with the music was different. Like, and the fact that he knew about hip hop was a little different. You know, a lot of people come from the streets, they don't really know a lot about music. I mean, he'd tell you about anybody, Slick Rick, all that. You know what I mean?
It was like it's usually another hustle for him, but he know that.
Yeah, he knew what he was getting into. He was getting the rap game, not blindsided. He wasn't getting there like, yeah, I'm just hustling, just way
It's cultural.
out. Right.
Cultural.
There you go.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
With that much steam behind what you were doing in general, it still amazes me that you managed to keep out of the spotlight as much as you did.
Yeah.
Was that intentional?
Some of it, like, you know, some people say introvert. I go introvert, extrovert, because I'm out. If I'm outside, I'm outside. Like, I move around, people fuck with me. Like, I could talk with the best, so I'm not in the corner like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then most people that's coming up, just especially in our career, like a lot of producers played the basement. They didn't come outside. They didn't do a lot of talking. It was, you know, I had a little bit of that in me, but I think me DJing some of the biggest parties in the early 2000s, like Whitney Houston birthday party, all the Shaq parties,
That's
all the Biggie
crazy.
parties. I know people saw the BMF shit. I did a lot of all them parties. Like, like I had a name, so it was like I was feeling some type of way about that. You know what I mean? I was feeling myself a little bit because I was like, bro, I am the youngest nigga out here killing shit. So I was like, you know, when the beats matched up, but then, you know, when we go create, we be in like a certain environment. So it'd be like, you know, I think the producers now got a different platform because they able to market themselves in a different way. When I was coming, there wasn't no marketing. We had no Instagram. We had the closest thing we had was Black Planet and MySpace.
Yeah,
even get something off. You know what I mean? So when I went away, it was like I was private, but I was really cooking. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do both at the same time. So I had to balance DJing and cooking, DJing, cooking. You know what I mean? A lot of times people can cook for 3 hours, come out, be on the gram the whole day, be popping. You know what I mean? Doing tutorials, and we ain't had that. So that's why I seemed private a little bit.
So it wasn't that you were avoiding fame. It just wasn't in the mix of what you were doing. Your name was where it was, but you weren't looking to promote. Rottweiler sat in that chair and told us all that the fame coming onto his name and his success starting to grow fucked him up.
Yeah.
Like he avoided it to the point where
Because he saw what it did to people close to him.
Exactly.
I feel that, but you got to control it. Like, you know, I love Rottweiler, but I'm speaking for me, like where we come from. Like I come from Philadelphia. I was playing basketball in every part of the city because my father was trying to get me tough.
Right.
So when it was time for me to be in that position, it was like, man, you can't back down. You're gonna be on some sucker shit. So I just kind of kept it going. You know what I mean?
Right.
When I got past like, when I got past some of the thresholds, like the raid that we had, right? That's when I started taking things seriously. Oh shit, you on some other shit? You about to get locked up? And,
So you took it serious after the raid?
Yeah. I took the yo, slow down, think about what you're doing. God put you in a good position.
I see.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So then it started turning into, yo, be a businessman. Watch how you moving. You know what I mean? I don't know legal shit, but just watch how you moving from a standpoint of being in front of people. Again, I want to talk about Philly because I can't come back home outshining. We can do what we want to do. I'm coming with all this jewelry. You see what happened in these cities.
Right.
I felt like, man, I couldn't even speak eye to eye with certain people because they was looking at my chain more than they was looking at me. And
Well,
I
you
wanted
told
to
us
connect.
shit, too.
Yeah, I wanted to connect. So I wanted to,
It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
You know, motherfuckers hurting their neck. Like, come on, dog. Stop talking, man.
And we going to different cities. Like, you know, in the World Star days, you just kept thinking you was going to get World Star.
Yeah.
So I used to play the wall like this, take a picture, talk to niggas. But I look niggas in the eye because I'm trying to figure out
What they doing?
what nigga be on. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
then I got in that space where I was like, just kind of like ducking and dodging BS. And then that turned on to people like, oh, you was private. But I was really telling people I was Scottie Pippen because we had Jordan already doing. I'm not trying to do what Dron was doing.
Right.
I was just trying to add to it. You know what I mean? So that's where it became like it felt like I was private. You know? And everybody in here that's love fame or don't love fame, at some point, you're going to play it smart. Like you watch those guys. Like,
You're gonna realize
they jump in, they jump out. You jump in, jump out. That's just my
Okay.
character.
This hot for trap turned smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.